Good morning to all. For the today's session, I welcome you all for the today's session. Today I will be starting with module 2, that is limits, fits and tolerances. You all can see the sketch. Okay, this is a component or a specimen, you can say. Why do we need limits, fits and tolerances? Okay, for proper functioning of a manufactured product, for a designed life depends upon its correct size. Okay, relationship between various components of the assembly. This means the component must fit with each other in the required fashion or required procedure. Example, if the shaft is to slide in a hole, there must be enough clearance between the shaft and the hole to allow the oil fill to be maintained for lubrication. If the clearance between the two parts is too small, it may lead to splitting of components, and if the clearance between the two parts is too large, there would be a vibration and a rapid wear, ultimately leading to failure. So we need for proper functioning, we need this limits, fits and tolerance should be in a fine position. Okay, so first of all we'll discuss about limits. In mass production environment, okay, in mass production environment and in case of outsourcing different operations on different similar machines at different locations produce sub-assemblies. So according to KJ Hume, it is never possible to make anything exactly. So what does it mean? You won't be, whatever you manufacture the component, you won't be getting exactly 100% accuracy. So for that purpose we need to mention limits, upper limits, lower limits, fits and tolerances. I will be telling you about the tolerance also further. So fits, what is fits? It can be defined as the relationship existing between two parts, shaft and hole, which are to be assembled with respect to the difference in their sizes. Before relationship, it is called as fits. And tolerances are nothing but the difference. You all can see in the sketch the tolerances. The difference between the size limits is called the tolerances. Okay, example, if you all can take this, you all can see here tolerance. For the shaft we have given plus or minus 0.05 tolerance and 40 mm diameter. If you are going to produce, when two limit, just examples here, when two limit dimensions are only above the nominal size or only above the below nominal size, tolerance is said to be unilateral. Okay. In tolerances we have unilateral and bilateral. Unilateral is nothing but whatever the diameter given here, that is 40 diameter. Okay, 40 diameter shaft we have to produce. For that tolerance is given plus or minus 0.05. It should be below 0.05 or plus 0.05. Within this range the specified dimension should be occurring. Okay, this is unilateral. And bilateral is two tolerances are mentioned here. If example, if we take 60 diameter hole of the shaft, it is given here plus 0.03 or plus 0.01. Between this range you have to produce. This is nothing but a bilateral. Okay, here also you all can see 50 mm diameter hole you are going to produce with minus 0.02 and minus 0.03. These are the two tolerances they have mentioned. These are nothing but bilateral. Unilateral is only one dimension is given, and bilateral is given either plus tolerance or negative. And unilateral, in that both tolerances are given, plus and minus. Okay. With this we complete today's session. Okay. So in the next session I will be discussing much more. Otherwise I will be telling you all interchangeability. Okay, interchangeability Interchangeability concept I will be telling you in just a minute. Okay, interchangeability. Why do we need interchangeability? Concept of interchangeability, it was introduced in United States in early days. Okay, we need interchangeability for quick and easy replacement of damaged parts by attaining greater precision in manufacturing and not achieving cheap products in large quantities. So we need, like manufacturing example, in automobile companies started in automobile companies we need to choose. Okay, we need to choose some components, like you all can say interchangeability occurs when one part in an assembly can be substituted for a similar part which has been made to the same drawing. Suppose there are 100 parts, each with hole and 100 shafts which have to fit into any of the holes. Any of the holes it should be fit. If number 1 shaft should be fitting with number 10 hole, it should fit properly. If there is interchangeability, then any one of the 100 shafts should fit in any of the holes and the required kind of fit is obtained. Okay, hence for interchangeability of holes and shafts we need a system of limits and fates gives standard values which as per standards we have to maintain it for limits on the whole shaft, and so that any particular type of fit can be obtained. Okay, interchangeability is possible only when certain standards are strictly followed in an universal interchangeability. The mating parts are drawn from any two different manufacturing sources and interchangeability has been obtained. Okay, so next we'll be discussing with selective assembly. What is selective assembly? Selective assemblies are whenever we manufacture the components, we keep here and there, or we sort out, segregate grade wise. Now, that is nothing but selective assembly. Selective assembly, the parts are graded according to the size and only matched grades or mating parts are assembled. This technique is most suitable where close fit of two components assembles. Example, shaft and a hole are required. When we need a too close fit of two components, we need selective assembly. Okay, why do we need this? It results in complete protection against non-conforming assemblies and reduces machining cost since close tolerance can be maintained. Okay, for example, for selective assembly, if some parts to be assembled are manufactured to tolerance of 0.01 mm, then an automatic gauges can separate them into 10 different groups with 0.001 mm limit for selective assembly of the individual part. Thus, parts with tolerances of 0.001 mm are obtained and both conditions of high quality and low cost can be achieved by selective assembly. Okay, thank you for today's session. If you have any doubts, you can discuss with me.